I was sitting here thinking about all the times I could have left and all the times that I did leave this place. And how when I came back to this place, I would be stuck in a suspense state just like now, but I would run away. If I was in the street, slanging or whatever, I would take my money and I would leave. That's why I'm telling y'all I done had these experiences before, but before I wouldn't embrace it. So after so many times of leaving this place, I said, man, I'm gonna just stay here. And that's when I found out, basically a long story short, I was just an angel, a warrior angel on a mission. You know, because no matter how far I went, no matter where I went, somebody was there observing, pulling me back to this place. Yeah, you can say organization, but it was more spiritual than organization. It was weird, y'all. And I know I would get stuck in these situations. And I would be in these situations for a long time. Not as long as this time. The longest I think I don't win is like 2 to 3 years. And this time I just said hell with it. And I can actually prove it. I had a homie back in the day who was from Florida, Dave County, I think. He chilled with me for a while. He said, I can't do this. He knew the energy was off. You could feel the weather off. It's purgatory weather. It was almost spiritual. Like I said, it was spiritual. I mean, a group organization could do many things, but they can't bring on purgatory weather. So, after this time, and then I noticed that my lovers would discourse, they would detour. Out of nowhere, everything would be going great, then they'll just detour. And remember now, when you share your DNA with people, you start to favor them in that DNA, not actually look like them. Well, that could possibly happen, but you start to favor the actual DNA that they are. So let's say you untie yourself with angelic, in the angelic realm from heaven, and you tie yourself to hell. You start to look like hell, feel like hell, live like hell, endure hell, embrace hell. Start to fall in love with hell. I started noticing that over time. And I just stayed to myself. The more and more that happened, the more I started practicing celibacy. So I can almost guarantee every chosen one is in a situation like this. Some seem worse than others. Some might be free. It don't matter what you are. Your situation, freedom or not, your situation, you might have freedom, but you might be a big time drug lord or something. You might have freedom, but you might be in an organization. You might have freedom, but you might be working in the hospital. You might have freedom, but you might be working in the law enforcement. It's a chosen one, probably in every aspect of life. It's 144,000. It ain't but so many different careers in life. But anyway, as I came back, this time I decided to embrace. And oh yeah, by the way, I heard you trying to copy the book. You better pump your brakes. This is just a warning, but you know, do what you want to do. Because you're not going to win this, because I'm finna prove it. This time I'm going to talk about something that ain't got nothing to do with this book. We may put it in this book, But this time it's more about you who steal books, who steal ideas and creativities. I guess that'd be the same thing, right? So I decided to embrace the situation this time. And this time when I embrace it get gloomy. The weather change. You can't explain the weather, the change in the weather. So this time I used to lash out. But this time I decided to follow the divine, only because I had that near-death experience. And God said, that's where you're supposed to be. If you don't do it right, you're going to wind up doing it for 3 lifetimes. Or he either said, you're going to have to do that life 3 lifetimes. I can't remember. He said, for your personal situation, a lover sacrificed themselves to be you. So we did a heaven joke, and we gave them your abilities, your powers. And that's when I found out I had a throne in heaven and hell. And in hell, I got these chains. These chains is the same chains that got y'all binded to them sinful things. I got that gift from my mama. Remember, those who seem lower on earth is greater in heaven. So, you better know that I've been on the low end of the totem pole all my life. So in a way, I go ahead and embrace the moment. While embracing this moment, a guy, he explained to me, he said, but that ain't even the main thing. That's not exactly your purpose. That's just you choosing bad women. Your real purpose is, for one, you shouldn't be getting in trouble. You supposed to have been living a great life before 18. I put nobody here to be tortured. The problem is, many done been in your situation and disappeared. Whether it was around the world, just in my community, my town. I know it's more than the community. And I know it's gotta be at least around America, if anything. But I think it's around the world. The problem is that I'm creating these people to help change and uplift planet Earth, but somehow they keep mysteriously disappearing. So you need to sit there and you need to become a prayer warrior so we can analyze and observe these situations. With that being said, I want to apologize to the ones that was in the certain tests that I was supposed to have been taking, but God told me to discontinue taking them because God got what he need, and y'all are angels as well, I take it. So just go to your source and see what God's saying about it. Or just stay in your place and never know. We might have to float this float again. But, or crank this jet again. But till then, it's on pause, because God is doing some work on the bottom. So anyway, I get in this situation, then God started reflecting me back to people I went to school with that I never even really chilled with. Honestly, I forgot their names, and God had to remember their names. And some of these individuals are big when it comes to organizations. One of y'all names start with an L. Me and you was in class together, I think. You got a Satan vessel. You running a Satan vessel. How do I know that, huh? But whether you're on the good side or bad side, I can't say. Because it's that big. The issue is that big. The root of the issue of this problem is, because, I wanted to know why would it take 3 lifetimes, because the life was horrible. 3 lifetimes in the same position going through the same thing. But the hardship in the life was to activate me. So when people say, I'm coming to help you, you gotta watch how you try to go and help people, because God didn't put nobody here to be tortured. So that would mean if you're going through trials and tribulations, then you might just be in the purpose you're supposed to be waiting. You're supposed to be preparing while you're waiting. You're supposed to be strengthening while you're waiting. You're supposed to get ready while you are waiting. Waiting to step into your purpose. So, God was like, not only are people disappearing down there that I built, which take a lot of work for God to build these because they're angels. Not only are these people disappearing down there, but somebody's down there that's not from this universe or this galaxy is literally getting the people to help them destroy the planet. So I'm like, whoa, this is bigger than everybody. Yes, it is. It's very big. So I couldn't get to the part, really. I got to a little bit of it, but it's beyond me right now, where the people who are destroying the planet, and we all should already know, it's got to be the ones that's destroying water and air, of course. It's got to be in that circle. But who would destroy the elements that we need? Only a person that's not of this universe would destroy the elements that we need. But in my situation, there's these people like birds, a guy named Bird, and so on, and mostly family members, being utilized as offset tools to abuse me in every way fashionable, misuse my energy, redirect my energy, and abuse my energy in every way fashionable. I can prove it. Because if you was in my energy, you wouldn't be contaminated. Not only would you not be contaminated, you would be business oriented. But since they renavigated you, if they renavigated you from an angel, then your chances of being with a demon is high. Your chances of being with a human is probably slim to none. Your chances of being with a demon is high because you were scheduled to be with an angel. So if you were scheduled to be with an angel, then 9 times out of 10, you are an angel. But if you chose, or if you mess around and get redirected, and then you would still have to choose, because you should eventually know you're not with no angel, then eventually you would get your wings clipped and become a witch or a warlock and be on demon time. You see how easy it is to choose the mark of the beast? Now to this thing that's from another universe, would Satan be working with it? Probably so, because it probably would easily be renavigated to it, right? Because at the end of the day, Satan probably enjoy leading people from God instead of towards God. Because Satan would be the what? The CEO over hell, pretty much, right? So Satan's job is to prove to God that you don't truly love God and lock you up in them hell cells. So, think about it. Let's think about it. Let's focus on it. So what's going on is, so I'm in this place, I'm getting stuck in this place, I'm stuck in this place. So I'm saying I'm tired of leaving, and I'm tired of being pulled back to this place. The next time I leave, I want to make sure I'm not coming back to this place. So let's get this show started. So I find out that they put in these people. Let's focus on me. What am I really focused on then? I'm focused on the ones that was put in these positions like myself and been getting sacrificed and energy ciphered. They've been purposely analyzing these people. Like I said, we got to go back to when they put the lamb blood on the doors in the biblical days. When they did that then, how did they know? And however they knew, they passed down that information so that the rest of them will always know. With that being said, obviously it would be an organization of sort. So, that means they know when the Jesus vessels are born. They know when the Michael vessels are born. They know when the angelic vessels are born. They know when indigo kids are born. They know. So you really want to see how you can accidentally join the mark of take the mark of the beast, you better listen. Because this right here is beyond your industry. This right here is beyond your wealth. This right here is beyond your health. This right here is your soul that you don't want to lose for nothing, because your soul is priceless. So I'm focusing on this situation. Y'all done heard it, but we're going to try to word it. I'm going to try to put it together so I ain't got to keep saying it. So what happened is that just like the little angelic video, the little shorts, how angels would turn against God, try to destroy God. How do this be? Relics, black magic, witchcraft. You can put black magic on yourself. You sleep in the bed with the devil long enough, you're going to turn into the devil. If you're a glove, you're a devil. You get what I'm saying? It's raining. It's about to rain. I hope it don't pour down, but it probably is. So anyway, so I'm focusing on this situation. And I'm like, what is going on there? I mean, what do I need to really know? I learned that these individuals who are built from God, gifts from God, for us to fix all the problems in the earth that we got, for some apparent reason, we got all these geniuses, rocket scientists, and they want God to come to them personally and give them the information that he got so they can help the world out. But even if God did that, they wouldn't help the world out, because they are actually in a position to help the world out. And they are refusing to help the world out, because when they get in a position to be able to help the world out, instead of helping the world out, they just put a Band-Aid over the issue instead of healing the issue. They numb the problem instead of fixing the problem. So I'm asking God, I'm looking at God, like, God, I ain't gonna lie. I said, I need proof, God. I need proof, God. Oh, I'm just sitting here. And that's testing God, and you should never test God. But I wasn't testing God in that way. I just needed some proof so I can put more confidence in myself, to plant myself to where I try harder myself and know that I'm actually helping. And know I'm not just living for myself. Know that I'm not just being prideful and egotistical. So God showed me. He showed me these triangles. He showed me these barns. He showed me these farms. He showed me these basements. He showed me organizations. He showed me people, how organizations plant molds in your family so you won't make it. He showed me how your best friend can be the mold that makes sure that you don't make it. He showed me how your lover would sacrifice you just to get paid quick. He showed me how it really didn't matter who you was, and if they even loved you, they would still sacrifice you so they could get paid quick. He showed me how it was mainly my people that's taking these quick pays. He showed me how it was my people that was fueling themselves with hate. He showed me how it was my people that will use that hate just to make sure that you don't make it, when they should be congratulating you. And from congratulating you, you can teach them how to make it. And both of y'all could grow like the other races. He showed me how he told me to watch the eggs. He showed me how they will, when they sin, when they do these kind of things, he showed me when they do these kind of things, how they are turning into they become these things that they don't even realize. So when I followed the eggs, I realized that my family member, my sisters, my own brother, my own was upon a time lover. He showed me how they worked in these organizations together just to keep us down. I'm gonna say us down, not myself down. I'm gonna keep us down. I'm gonna say keep us down, because my grandpa went through this, and my grandpa got through this, and my grandpa warned me about this. See, the enemy only gonna give you a car and some change. My grandpa, he gave people a home and some land. That's the difference. That's a huge difference. So my grandpa taught me not to trust nobody. He showed me the family members that would try to copy and paste me, doppelganger me, and even sacrifice me. Close family members that I don't need to have nothing to do with. God showed me things all the way down to the stuff that they buy. How to watch these people. That's why I said, like, you had to work together. Now that's just the family members. You try to reach out. When you realize that your family is doing this to you, you try to reach out, and then you realize the hospital's involved. You realize the legal system involved. And maybe even the government is involved. This right here is to keep our people from ever growing. Because how can you evolve when the gift that God have given you to evolve, you are making it dissolve just to keep yourself on pause, just so you can go and argue and gossip with your friends about why the fact that you're not evolving. You want to talk. You gotta grow. Don't be scared to change. But God showed me, then he showed me this triangle. I was like, well, I would leave. I would leave. I would uplift myself and leave. But God showed me how big that triangle was. And then I said, well, what am I supposed to do? He said, you're supposed to sit still. So I sat still and I started embracing and listening for real. And then he showed me the congruism. this so-called pizza. He showed me all this different things, this structure program to keep us broken. And then he showed me how he gonna be inside of the program. But he need me to stay open. He need me to stay woke. He need me to stay focused. Because see, my furniture inside of me is clean and organized. It ain't no DNA inside of me that's keeping me from being organized. See, God can't reside in the DNA that got demon DNA in you. You got demon DNA inside you, and you want God inside you. God don't live a lie. You live a lie. God don't live a lie. It's so risky for me. I ain't even supposed to shake hands. I can hear the astro stop when somebody asking me to shake their hand. I had to think twice. So the whole purpose was for God to reside in me. Just like the burning bush. You think that bush grew feet and started walking? He kept having to go to the bush to start talking. The same thing in the book of Numbers. He kept having to go up the mountain to listen to God talk. Because that's where the holy ground at. That's where the sanctuary of God is at. See, y'all judge me for the house that I live in, talk about the house that I live in, but forgetting the fact that I got a house to live in. They couldn't live in a bush. So it's outstanding, awesomely, that I got a house to live in. Thank God. Same thing with Job. God took everything from Job. You didn't hear about Job relocating. Job had to stay in that place where he started talking to God at. So anyway, God showed me all these groups. Groups that my lovers is in. Family members is in. People that I ever knew is in. People that I didn't ever know that I was in. People that I was supposed to meet that's in. He showed me groups where they knew they was doing the devil bid, and they really said they love God and know they love God, and some of them was angels and really did. But instead, they put a title on this kid, called him Jesus Christ, and told the angel that worked for them in the organization, we basically, in long story short, we torturing Jesus Christ. And in order for you to keep making it, you're going to have to play this role with us when we torture Jesus Christ. So they took the deal. They took the deal. That's how you could join squads with Satan. That easy. See, we were looking for somebody to come ask us. We were looking for somebody to come tell us, hey man, this is the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? Can you see the mark of the beast? I doubt if you can see the mark of the beast. You could probably just lay up with the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast could probably just lay up with your lover, and then your lover can come to you and you laying up with the mark of the beast. That's how hard it is to recognize the mark of the beast. So you have to be one with God. You have to be real with God. He showed me how they got people mimicking me in the basement, copying and pasting me. Then get on my network, send lectures to me, and act like they on the team with me. And for them not even understanding the fact that, how do I even know this about y'all? How do I know that y'all are actually misleading me, trying to mislead me? You want me to do your test, but I'm not focusing on your test. And not only am I not doing your test, I'm failing your tests, and still somehow I'm in the lead. You can't see Jesus with me? You don't notice Jesus with me? You don't notice that I'm walking with Jesus friendly? It's sickening. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is this. I should have all my time in trying to get out of this situation, but instead, I'm moving like I want to stay in this situation. And while I'm staying in this situation, I'm learning about all of you that has been working with Satan. And we're bringing you to the surface so everybody can see who actually works for Satan. You see what I'm saying? You see where we're going with this? God is here. And obviously, this is revelation. It ain't no joke no more. When the Euphrates River dried up, the spirits in that river came up, rised up, and they got in them vessels that been asleep and told them to wake up. That's when everybody should have got up. Now a lot of people are actually stuck. There's people in the astro right now that been mimicking me when I was doing your little test. I was floating on a certain rank, floating on a certain vibration. God told me to drop the jet. And then that same person that tried to imitate me is stuck while I was floating in my vibration. And now they don't know what to do with that. We call that trap. Everybody who try to emulate me is trapped. When you try to emulate me the wrong way, instead of realizing I'm a trendsetter, you just saying the trend, rocking the trend like a real friend. You trying to copy the trend and get rid of the person who actually made the trend. It don't work like that. So I'm moving like this, and I'm moving like that, and I'm moving like this, and I'm moving like this. And y'all saying don't move like that. You move like this, we'll get you out of here like this, you get you out of here like that. But guess what? My whole purpose was to move like that, to keep you stuck like that. Now I can just move like that. Facts. Now all y'all stuck. The only thing about y'all right now, the only difference about y'all right now is that you holding Judas cash. But you stuck in your tracks. Facts. So that's what I'm gonna start teaching. I'm gonna try not to say the name right now, because for some reason I gotta get with God about it, because every time I start teaching what I wanna teach you, you wanna take my downloads, claim my downloads, still not understanding that as soon as you steal the downloads, you're warping the energy. Stealing creativity is like stealing money. It's a Judas enemy. It's not gonna benefit you, no matter how you teach it. Everybody that you get to help you break it down and teach it, you just gonna curse them with it. So, where do we go from here, ladies and gentlemen?